Hey, welcome to Money Club Mondays. It's November 21st, Thanksgiving week. And today we are going to go through a few new deals that I saw posted on Private Money Club this just over the last few days. Just wanted to come run through a few of the new things that I saw posted and talk about, what they look like, and just kind of review them. If anybody has any questions, we can talk through those. And then I was going to talk a little bit about the onboarding process and the community of Private Money Club and kind of best practices when you first join and things you can do to build up the relationship side and the community side so that you're ready to borrow and lend whenever those deals present themselves. And I should have somebody coming on from our onboarding team that I wanted to introduce everyone to about halfway through the call. So I'll bring them on and then and we'll go from there. Okay, so Chuck had a deal. Yeah, okay, Chuck, let's definitely talk about that. Do you have a back on Private Money Club? Or if not, Chuck, I can even just bring you on. Do you want to come on real fast? Let me know. So Chuck was on a few weeks back. It looks like he had a lender and they backed out. So let me bring Chuck on as a panelist and we'll talk about his deal real fast and we'll get into some other ones.
Hey, Steven, how's it going?
Hey, good. I know you didn't plan on hopping on, so thanks for being ready to go here. So you had the deal. I remember it on here before. So you had it ready to go, and then somebody had to back out. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I was actually trying to schedule closing for Wednesday, and I found out from my attorney that from their attorney they want to invest locally and are kind of back on the deal, and they were most of the funding for it. So I'm kind of scrambling to try to keep this deal together and find some more funding for it.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So what's tell us a little bit about the deal. Do you have any anything you can share?
Yeah, I think it's still on Private Money Club listed as active. It was September 27th, 180K at 15%.
All right. So let's just go to deals.
Yep, bottom left. Yep.
Okay. All right, so while that's loading, let's talk about it a little bit. So it looks, so first lien position, go ahead and tell us a little bit about it while this is loading up.
Yeah, basically it's in a really nice suburb of Buffalo, right next to a very popular like large park, Chestnut Ridge. It's currently it's a Cape Cod style house. The attic needs to be completely finished. We have a plan with contractors to make that into a full walk-in closet with a master bathroom and bedroom, redoing the flooring throughout, gutting the kitchen, have a contractor lined up and ready to go basically as soon as this gets closed. Basically, the ARV for the area is around 280, and those were houses that were less renovated than we're planning to do. So we're looking for this to be about a 6-month project and basically splitting first lien position among lenders, paying at 15%.
Okay, cool. Okay, so how much do you have in, or how much do you need right now for it?
We have 70,000, so I need 110.
Okay.
70,000 between another lender and 25,000 that I'm putting in.
Okay. And that'll be for about 6 months, you said, is the expected term?
Yep, looking to rehab it, rent it out, refinance it within about 6 months.
Okay. And if anyone has any questions, go ahead and put them in the box, either the chat box or the Q&A. Chuck can answer those questions for you about the deal or about him or his experience. But I know, Chuck, you've been doing some real estate for a while. Have you used private lenders before? How's that process been going for you?
Yeah, I used private lenders for one deal over the summer on a rehab. Just going through the process for the first time, and that deal was a great learning experience, and I learned a lot from that. This deal is a little more straightforward. This deal, the house is going to be vacant because the last deal, still trying to start the rehab as a tenant's giving us issues about leaving. So we have to go through the eviction process, unfortunately. But before that, I currently own and manage 9 duplexes all within the city of Buffalo with my brother. We've been buying and holding real estate for about 7 years. And now kind of getting more into some single family rehabs and then planning to rent those out as well.
Yeah, I mean, you got a lot going on, have a good experience. And my only concern would be that house, it's not completely covered in snow right now, is it?
Oh, it's an Orchard Park. It's definitely covered in snow. They got like 4 to 5 feet out there.
Yeah, so I saw that. We have one of the guys that works with us on Money Multiplier, Joe. But people know him as Mr. Helix. He does everything with Helix with all his policies and everything. But he was sending pictures, and I believe he said he's in the Orchard Park area, and it was just unbelievable. Like he was showing like before and after, like when the snow started, and then like his house was basically gone. Like he couldn't even see out of it barely. It's crazy. Well, I guess if the house can survive that, it's in pretty good shape.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
All right, so pretty straightforward. I mean, you're looking for another 110,000 for a total of 180. You have 25 in yourself. ARV of 250, take about 6 months, start to finish. You have all the information, specs and everything. Somebody could download right here, or if they have any other pictures, I mean, if they wanted to see any other pictures or anything, do you have all that too?
Yeah, I have more pictures in the perfect loan proposal. I'm not sure why they're not showing up on the site.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna put my cell phone and email in the chat in case anyone wants to reach out for more information.
Yeah, if you can reach out right on Private Money Club, or just since this is time sensitive, definitely reach out to Chuck directly. So here's a little bit more info, and if you wanted to, you guys can download right on Private Money Club. It's great. You got all the different things, all the different taxes, estimated closing costs. So we were talking about this last week, how, you can use these deal spec sheets and this loan proposal to, get a lot of really good information, or, on your side as the borrower, be able to highlight, all the details of the deal. Cause, if you're breaking this down, it kind of doesn't let you forget anything, all the numbers. I mean, you see that a lot with new real estate investors. And that's why it's nice to work with somebody like you that has more experience, Chuck. With new investors, they'll put everything down, but sometimes they'll forget about, closing costs or holding costs or certain taxes that got to get paid by the, by the investor and things like that. So it's good that you got all this stuff right here. Attorney's fees.
Yeah, going through these perfect loan proposals is definitely a process.
Yeah. Yeah. So different pictures of the kitchen. You said you're redoing the kitchen?
Yeah, a full gut of the kitchen.
Wow. I love the old wood grain, the old wood panel walls though, man. All right. It's a pretty straightforward looking little flip. Very cool. 15% interest annual is strong. So it's good you're, willing to do that to attract some new lenders, and you guys can build that relationship out. And then and you said you need this pretty quickly just because the deal's ready to go?
Yeah, pretty quickly. The closing date we had scheduled was for Wednesday.
All right. So 110,000, or a couple people with 55,000, and you guys can make this happen. First position, 15%, about 6 months. And Chuck, you said you got quite a few different deals going. Your 11th deal using private money, and continue rocking and rolling up in the Buffalo market. So, all right, cool, man. Anything else on this?
No, I think got everything covered.
All right, cool. Well, I appreciate it, Chuck. Appreciate you hopping on and going through that real fast. So I don't see any questions or anything. And Mike just said you've been great to work with. Highly recommend. He's closing on another deal with you today. So very cool. All right. So if nobody has any questions for Chuck, thank you, man. We'll see you next time. So with that said, like I said, I just saw a few other deals get posted. Wanted to run through those. Today's more about the lenders. So if you have money and you're looking to lend it out, these are different, opportunities and deals that, if I was looking to lend right now, what I would be thinking of looking through myself. So real easy. Just going to hop on Private Money Club. Once you log in, see all the newest deals right on the website. We can go, find deals. And these are going to be ordered in the order that they're posted. So it's going to be the most recent ones first. So you can see these were listed over the end of last week, last Thursday and Friday. So pretty new deals. So let's see what we got going here. So this is Joe Murphy. If you want to learn more about Joe, I can click his profile. So let's see. Joe's a real estate investor who's bought and sold about 25 homes over the last 3 years, has made money wholesaling houses. His wife, Kristen, is a real estate agent and interior decorator. So it sounds like they got a little team going there. They've been married for 12 years and have 2 beautiful little daughters, it looks like. So Waymaker Properties, LLC. If you wanted to check out the company, you could do a little research on that. Got all of Joe's contact information. So if you wanted to call them, email them, We have his address if we want to do any other research, anything like that. He's looking to borrow, and he heard about us from, it looks like, a referral. So that's always good to see on our side. Joe has this deal. He's looking for $1 million with a huge ROI, he says. So his seasoned investors on 12 duplexes. So it looks like they're doing a little community. So let's see what they plan on doing with this thing. So they're offering a 10% annual simple interest return, interest paid monthly for a first lien position on the property to secure the investment. Lender will also be added to the insurance policy as additional insured as the beneficiary, seeking an initial term of 12 months. And then they would like to rediscuss that after 12 months. And if both sides agree, to extend it for an additional 12 months. So 12 to 24-month term, no prepayment penalties. And he's asking to give them a call or send an email to chat more about the project. Says this is a small purchase price and large renovation. So he'd be happy to share the details over that. So with that, the first thing that I would see is, it's a small purchase price, meaning this property right now is probably not worth anywhere near $1 million. But after they rehab it and drive the value up and fix it up and everything, that's what will probably give it that over $1 million value, the after repair value. So let's see if it's on here at all. So the total investment's $1 million with 800,000 in rehabs. So it looks like they're probably buying it for around 200 grand with 800,000 required. And then it'll be after repair of 1.6 million. So I would just want to check the comps on that. I would want to check the work that needs to be done to make sure that they're covering all their costs, especially holding costs and contractors and inflation and all that good stuff. Look at the comps in the area to support that after repair, as well as today's purchase price of presumably 200,000. So those are just some of the things that I'd want to check out on that. And then what I would do with Joe is I'd probably talk about lending the money in tranches. So releasing the money as work gets done. So, okay, you need 200,000 and $200,000 to get started. So of that million, I'll release 400,000 to you to get started. And then I would have a check-in in, let's say, 3 months. Hey, this work needs to be done. We're ready for the next tranche of work. And if that looks good, then I'll release the next 200,000 or, whatever amount that is, and kind of maybe set the deal up that way. Would probably something that would be interesting to look play out. I would also want to know a little bit more about Joe and his experience with doing a larger project with this with 12 duplexes, over $1 million, which is no small chunk of change. The good news is it looks like affordable housing. So if I don't know what area this is, does it have the address even on here? So I don't even know where this is. It could be in Alabama. It could be in Florida. It could be in California. I mean, who knows? So I want to find out where this is, make sure that looks good, that the area, would support this type of housing, and kind of go from there with it. So that's all stuff that I would look like. You see, he doesn't have any other documents on here right now. So I would ask him for probably a personal financial statement. A perfect loan proposal would be good because I would learn more about his team and what he's done and his experience. Of course, you can learn all that on a phone call also. So that's what I would ask about. I would start with this though. A loan proposal, please send me personal financial statement, comps, et cetera, all the things I was just naming out. And that's stuff that you could either send over or we could hop on the phone to discuss. It's my first deal, and depending on how all of that looks, especially being a little longer term, maybe I've been looking for a little bit more than 10%, but maybe it's secured, $1 million secured by 1.6 million, and maybe that works for a 10% deal. So different things you can talk about and discuss, and it is longer term. So, 10% might make sense in that case. As a lender, given multiple factors, can you speak for tips for due diligence when doing comps and checking out contractors when lending out of state? Question comes after looking at the $1 million duplex community. Yeah, I mean, so comps on something like this might be hard to do just because I don't know what this area is. Again, I don't even know where it's located. So, if you're doing your own due diligence, I would start with what due diligence has Joe done himself have you send him everything. Odds are if he's running comps, he'll have supporting documentation that either a realtor did for him or he paid an appraiser to do. Once I get up into the, 12 duplexes, $1 million range, I'll probably more want hard figures like an actual appraisal done, or actual like proposals, hard proposals from a general contractor or whoever's actually doing the work. Again, I don't know what's done on this deal, so I would want to see that full breakdown of everything they're doing. Like, are they completely bulldozing these things and starting new? Are they going in and just redoing the entire things inside and out? I mean, I don't know. I mean, are they looking at it like, are they pouring concrete? Are they redoing the roads? Do the roads need redone? Is there utilities? Is there infrastructure? If it's all overhead utilities, what's that look like? A lot of cities and municipalities these days are moving from, to like in-ground utilities and city utilities. So if this thing's on like well and sewer, is there a lien on it that's required to bring it to code? What's the code look like? So those are all different questions that I'd be asking myself. But again, hopefully he has all that and you can just kind of look at it. And then what you would want to do is you'd want to verify everything that he's telling you. So if a contractor is giving him this information, get the contractor's information, research the contractor, do a Google search. Are they on Yelp? Do they have a reputation? Do they, can you ask for some references? Who have they worked with? Again, it's a big chunk of change. If this is a new relationship you're building with Joe, that's all stuff you're going to want to know. Has Joe been working with the same contractor for 10 years? Yeah, it was on his profile. So Joe said he's done 25 deals. So has he used the same team for those deals? Those 25 houses. Is he using the same contractors he used for 25 houses on this new project? Because he said he's made money in wholesaling. So of those 25 houses, were some of those wholesale deals where he didn't have a contractor, he just wholesaled them, or were all 25 flips and the same team has done all 25 and he's just got this efficient machine where he's knocking stuff out and he's very confident on it. So those are the questions I would definitely be asking Will, if that helps. But it looks like a cool deal. I mean, I just want to know where it is, etc. All right, so let's see this other new one. So let's see this one. This was posted probably last Tuesday or Wednesday. Income generator, 12% simple interest, $200,000 for 48 months. All right, so connect your capital with a great cause. That could be good. Let's learn more about it. But before I dig into the property, let me start with Curtis. So who is Curtis Sipe? Okay, so Curtis said, we develop small residential care homes of 10 to 16 residents to meet the growing needs of our aging population. All right, so Curtis is in residential assisted care facilities, it looks like. So we did a wealth webinar on residential assisted care facilities just a few weeks ago. So first off, if I see this, and I assume that's what the deal is that he's bringing to the table, I would go learn more about residential assisted care facilities. So maybe watch the wealth webinar we did a couple weeks ago. That's on the YouTube channel. But if I wanted to research Curtis, a little bit more about him, and he came from the residential assisted living national convention that Chris and Brent both spoke at last month. So that's where they met. And this gentleman is here from there. All right. So connect your capital, seeking a loan of $200,000, 12% interest only for 48 months. This is a second lien position. So $2,000 monthly payment, $200,000 balloon at the end. So the $200,000 monthly payment is 12% annual on $200,000 with interest paid monthly. So that's where you get that $2,000 monthly from. Just so in case you're wondering where that comes from. So what that means is if you were to lend Curtis $200,000, you would get $2,000 a month for the next 2 years, 48 months. And then at the end of those 2 years, he would give you the $200,000 back. Plus, they're willing to give an additional 5% on equity. So you're going to get 12% for 2 years, and then you're on the deal for 5% equity. So that's one question I would ask is, what does that entail? What is and maybe it says it on here, I'll keep reading, but what is the exit strategy? Are you going to rent this thing out and have, income coming in each month? What is that income going to be? Let's just say it's $1,000 in income. I now know if I own 5% of that property, I'm going to cash out $1,000 in profit revenue, 5% of $1,000, annually. Or, how are they taking profit distributions, or what does that look like? Or if they're selling it, how much do they plan on profiting? If you're going to make $1 million, 5% of $1 million, maybe it's worth doing it. So projected total annualized return of 16%. So that's kind of talking a little bit about the equity side. So I just ask them more about that. Pleasant Places, Residential Assisted Living, Inc. Our mission is to provide safe, high quality upscale assisted living group housing in residential areas, which include 24-hour on-site care for the senior citizens. We also strive to provide our investors with a safe, secure, and respectful return on their investment. Join us as we strive to do good and do well. So it looks like this property is located, Putnam County, Cooksville, Tennessee. So I can look up that area a little bit. Okay, so we just want to double check what the address of this property is. All right, so on this one, so those are just some basic descriptions, the financials. So after repair value is 215. So again, they want to borrow 200,000. So I would want to know how in second position, meaning there is a first position loan on that property. So how much is that first position loan? So just to give you an idea, if the after rehab value is 715,000 and they have a $500,000 first position loan and they want another $200,000, well, that's not leaving me with a lot of room if this deal goes south to recoup my money. Or if, they have a $600,000 first position loan, that's putting me over the after repair value. I probably won't get my money back in that case. So that's something I would definitely want to know, is how much the first position lien is and what does that look like? What's their plan with that? Is that short term? Is that long term? And then is there enough room in there for me to lend on in second position for this still to go? Because 12% is not bad. And the 5% additional equity is pretty enticing, right? You probably wouldn't see that if that was a first position loan. So that gives you a little bit of, this is something to consider. Also, are they willing to guarantee this personally? What's that look like, to give you a little bit of extra added security on this deal? So different things you can take a look at. So the deal is in Tennessee. So I would just ignore this map down here. Okay, so built in 82. And then he did put a property business data sheet on here. So if we want to learn more before we talk to him, we could open this up. So this is just showing the assessed value from the state of Tennessee. So this, anybody can pull this up right online and pull this up or get this information. So this is just pulled right from the website up top right here. So just showing the owner of the property. They're buying it from somebody out of Vegas, no problem. It's just verifying the property exists more than anything. It was last sold in 2022 over the summer, so just a few months ago, for 485. So I'd find out about that sale, what happened there. And this is all stuff that I would ask Curtis, what are you guys doing? So it looks like him and his wife are the owners of this. And they have a very specific niche. So they're doing the small residential care, 10 to 16 units, which is cool. When somebody has a real specific niche and they're good at what they do, me as a lender, I feel a little better about it because that's what they're focused. That's all that they do. If you're somebody that's kind of like bouncing around from like $1 million flips to like mobile home parks to like apartment complexes to like, it's just a little bit, out. So, all right, Jose, I'll get you on in just a second here. So it talks about a little bit about assisted living. All right, so you can download this and just find out a little bit more. So this is all stuff I would read through before I hop on the phone with them. And then I would write down all my questions and I would have them clarify it all. So here's some comps. So I'd have them walk me through these comps. What does this look like? Just because it is a niche, it's not as easy as, this is what the house sold for. This is, the same size and everything. When you start looking at comps on, residential assisted living is more of a business almost than it is a real estate deal, so to say, I guess. And so you really want to know, who's managing it, who's responsible for it. They said it's going to be staffed 24/7. So are they doing that? Are they paying someone to do that? Is that all included in the cost and the profits and everything like that? Especially since you're going to have 5% equity, I would want to know more about that as well. So how do these comps compare to what they have? And they'll have all this information, just stuff you can ask them on the phone. See, this is stuff that I was saying before. So this is their support team. So it looks like these are people that are coaching them and mentoring them and helping them with this project. So that's all stuff I would just go through with Curtis and say, hey, can you tell me more? Like, how are you working with them? What are they doing for you? What does the house need? I don't know if I saw that on here. Like, are, what are they going to do to put it in place? What kind of rehab it needs to be done? So they have a whole cash flow on here, which is pretty cool. So I would just have them walk you through all this and just think to yourself the entire time, what could go wrong? What are some things that, I might want to know more about? So this might be a little bit more complicated than your typical deal that you see on Private Money Club. But at the same time, we have a lot of people that are looking for those kinds of deals, something that's more than just your typical flip or a quick term. This is for 2 years. It includes 5% equity. And who knows, maybe they're willing to negotiate some of that as well, and maybe get you even better position as the lender on this deal. Because A, it's second position, and B, it's a new relationship. I believe that Curtis is newer to the Private Money Club. So while he builds this, maybe you guys can work something out and create a nice win-win situation for, everybody that's involved on here. All right. So just a couple of the latest deals. One of the Smoky Mountains we can go at if we have time in just a second. But one thing that I wanted to do real fast, I'm going to pivot over. I'm going to invite Jose Harkin over to the panelist side. And I'm going to chat with Jose for just a second. Now, some of you all have met Jose. Jose is a good friend of mine. I've known Jose for a long time now, probably like 12 years or longer. We've worked together. We've done deals together. We've been friends for a long time. Jose bounces back and forth between the U.S. and Nicaragua, where he's from, and where he has family, and where he runs a couple businesses down in Nicaragua. So they have, Jose's got a real estate company down there. They have an ice company down there. You still have the ice company, right, Jose?
Yeah. Still have the ice company, man.
Yeah. So real estate, they do ice. You're pretty involved with politics in your local community, I know. And then
Yes.
you guys have the technology and kind of call center-ish. It's not really a call center, but you guys work real closely with like the university there where you are, and helping younger people learn English and learn sales and business. And so they bring them in. And so Jose does a lot of stuff in this community. And part of what Jose does with Private Money Club is him and his partner Xander are running a lot of our support and front end sales. So if you have any questions, or you see bugs on the site, or you need help with anything, whenever you submit to some support@privatemoneyclub.com, or call 833-JOIN-PMC. That is Jose and Xander and their team that is manning all of that right now. So
Yep.
Jose is something else that Jose is doing that's really, really cool is all of the new Private Money Club members. They are doing an onboarding call with them. So they have about 8 to 10 people on this onboarding call, and they have them introduce themselves. Again, they're already starting to build the community aspect and the relationship aspect of Private Money Club right from the very beginning. So they do this onboarding and make sure people are set up properly, and they're doing their profiles and know how to use everything. So that way, everybody in Private Money Club knows what's going on, and we can all work together to get more and more deals accomplished. So what's up, Jose?
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Stephen? Thanks for having me here. Steve, by the way, I don't know how many people you have on here right now, but you've also been down to Nicaragua. I also brought you down here to visit down here. And we do have our kids were born on the same day.
Yeah.
Same birthday. Bryce and Esther, my little princess. So good.
Yeah,
Hey,
my
what's up?
son and daughter were born on the exact same day, same year, everything. So they are exact same day. So fun little fact right there. Absolutely.
Yes, it is. I'm talking about the onboarding part about it. Yes, that is the fun part about it, Stephen, because really that's when the connections start. From that point on, we introduce everyone to each other, and really, that's where the connections start. And I like the way Chris put it as the dating site for lenders and borrowers, because it's exciting. Since October 14th, when it first launched, just to start meeting these new people that are joining the community, whether you're coming on as a borrower or a lender, and just to see that connection start to form from that onboarding call. Now, also, we do, myself and another gentleman, Joel, from, he's actually out in Utah, and we do the demo call also. So if those that are interested in joining we do walk you through the process and have you understand the, what this value and the value of this community and being part of this community is. So I really encourage those of you that have not joined yet, just join the free membership and set up a demo call with myself or Joel. And then we will also be the person that will be taking you through the onboarding section of it. But it is exciting time to where you don't have to be running around finding any private money lenders or hard money lenders that you don't know anywhere else, where you have, and this community is all like-minded people. We're all shooting for the same goal to help each other out and grow as we move through this process. So it's good to be here and Stephen, I would like to be on here as much as I can to help people answer any questions that they may have as we go into this process, man. So
yeah, I mean, at this point with the demos and the onboarding, I mean, you're spending more time on Private Money Club than me. So you definitely,
yes,
definitely you're starting to get and on the onboardings, especially, I mean, you're getting to know a lot of the new members and, who they are and be able to help kind of facilitate those connections. I know we don't facilitate deals or make recommendations, but
right.
we, when the community and who's who, it's nice to be able, at least be able to share your experience, and who these people are. And that's why when I was showing some of these deals a second ago, I was just talking a little bit about where they came from. And so when you see like a referral, or you see somebody that's, meets Chris or Brent or one of us at an event or something like that, and they're part of a mastermind that we're at, you already have that one little bit of, kind of confidence. They're not, a stranger, so to say, right? They, somebody that we know. So we set it up very easy to do for everybody. So just to show you on privatemoneyclub.com, when you go to privatemoneyclub.com, you can either join, as a paid member or join as a free member. So either way is fine. But if you haven't done so already, at least go set up a free membership, and then you can start, doing things. And then if you have, you can start playing around, looking around. But if you want Jose or Joel to help you guys with this, it's real easy. You'll just go to the contact us section, and I'll post it in the chat box here. And what you'll do is you'll just go to this contact us section, and right at the bottom is book a demo call. So you can just click that little orange box. It'll pull up their calendar, and then just pick a time that's convenient for you. So as early as tomorrow. So if tomorrow at 1:30, I wanted to do a demo call, it's free of charge. With Joel, he'll just walk you through the site, kind of point some stuff out to you, answer any questions you have, if this is right for you or not. And if it makes sense, then they can help you get signed up and get you scheduled with the onboarding call right then as well. And then if you're already a member, if you haven't already, make sure you get that onboarding call scheduled, just so we can get to know you. Who are you? Who are the other members? And make sure that you're doing everything to right from the start to make yourself in a good position to have success. Because there's a big difference in somebody hopping on the site and just posting a deal on here without the right details, without the right information, not looking good on there with your profile and who are you? Because as a lender, if I see somebody and it's just like, it looks crappy, it's first impressions. That's my first impression. It's like at a real networking event, if I go up to somebody, they look like a slob and they're just like, they're half drunk, and you shake their hand, and it's like this little fish hand and, all that kind of stuff. It's like, I don't care if they're the smartest guy in the room. I don't want to deal with you anymore, Well, that's what online is these days. I mean, that's why like an online presence is so important. So have your profile look good. Have your posts look good. Have a good description. The more pictures, the better. The more in the perfect loan proposal that's completed, the better. Those are first impressions, and that stuff's very important. It's why right now when you go set up your profile and you have trouble with the profile picture, it's not a big deal, but for me, it's a huge deal. And we got to get stuff like that, because it's the first impressions. It's the same thing when you're a borrower and lender. It's very important. And as a lender, you want to have that good reputation. You want to, you don't want to say, hey, I'm going to lend to this deal, lend to this deal, lend to this deal. The borrower is expecting it, and then all of a sudden you back out last minute. That's going to give you a bad reputation as a lender. So make sure you know what you're doing. Make sure if you commit to somebody, even though it's not legally done, if you do it over the phone or over the computer handshake with them, do it, fulfill on that, because they're counting on your money, just like, you're counting on them to be legitimate as well. So stuff like that, the better we can be as people, the better that the community will be. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. And that's why we've spent so much time and resources with Jose and Xander and our team to give you the support when you need it, to do the onboarding, to take our time out to actually just walk you through and be there for you, because we don't have to do that, but we want to really focus on that community aspect of it, Jose.
Yeah, and speaking of the onboarding side of it, too, also I want you guys to feel that we are here for you. I mean, we are also your support. You could reach out to me directly, Joel directly, because any issue or challenges that you're having, reach out to us. You know, yes, it's the 1-833 join PMC. You could always just reach to us personally and say, hey, I'm having some challenges with this, and we will be able to, because we want you to feel that, you know, we're all part of this one big family. So, you know, use us. That's what we're here for. We enjoy doing the onboarding. We enjoy doing the demo, because we know this is something that's really going to make a difference in everyone's life as we go through this process. So use us. That's what we're here for, man. And I'm excited. You know, I'm a real estate investor here too. So, you know, we know what you're looking for and what you need, and being part of this community. I think this is one of the greatest things since sliced bread that Chris has put together here, and having Steven on board coaching you guys through this process. So, and also the monthly coaching that we have that comes with it too. So we're constantly informing you, educating you. So you're always going to have here, once you part, you know, once you're in, you're in. That's what we're here to do. And we will be reaching out to those of you that have joined us as free member to see if you want to schedule a demo call, so that way we can answer any questions that you may have as we go through this process. So we're always here to help. You know, Sundays are typically you know, a shorter day, but we're here every day.
Yep, 7 days a week, man. You guys are there for the Private Money Club members. So again, community support, this is what it's all about. So if you guys need anything at all, reach out to us, and we're there to help.
Yes.
So Jose, I know we're the price is rising soon as well, right?
Yes, it's going to be it's going to be going up to the $14.97. So ladies and gentlemen, if you know, jump on a call with us, get started now, so that way you can save that $500, because $500, that's good marketing money. I've had some students say, hey, we're going to wait a little bit, but that doesn't make sense, right? I mean, $500, you could put that toward your marketing. And we are here to make sure that you get started as soon as possible, because if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be within the next 48 to 72 hours that it will be increasing to that $14.97. So call us up, schedule an appointment. You could reach me directly if you want to. I'll give you my direct number, 716-568-7160. And then I could also get you in touch with Joel if you want to reach out to him directly. If you have any questions, if you don't see anything available on the calendar at your time, you know, we may be able to adjust some time for you. But remember, it works only if you reach out to us that way directly, and then we'll be able to help you guys out. So call us up at the 833-564-6762, and that is Join PMC. Or you could just reach out to us at privatemoneyclub.com, all right, and schedule your demo call. If you have already a premium member, schedule your onboarding. That is so important also for us to walk you through that process. But yes, the price will be going up and within the next 48 to 72 hours. So that way you can, if you join now, you get to save some money.
Yeah, very good. So here's a good question, Jose. So Christine was saying, hi, Steven, I have a question. If you have someone who posts a deal and they end up defaulting on the borrower, et cetera, aka scammer, are they kicked out of Private Money Club? And on the opposite, are you going to implement a 5-star rating where the more they have deals that work out perfectly, they pick up more stars? And yeah, Christine, that's absolutely 100%. We're monitoring that very closely. That's why we have the support team there 7 days a week to report things like that, to review things like that. We are actively overlooking everything every single day. And to your point, if you read the terms of service that everybody signs when you do join Private Money Club, it does state in there very clearly that we have the right to kick people out, basically for any reason we deem necessary. And that would surely fall under that if they are raising money and the deals are bogus and they should not happen. And people are, you know, obviously losing money due to it. So that's something that definitely will happen. As far as a rating system, we do have a rating system in place. It will be when you report, when you do complete a deal, you'll have the ability to rate that borrower and rate that lender, but the rating will be anonymous on the front end. We'll know on the back end, so we can look into complaints and problems and stuff like that. But forward facing, it will be anonymous. So that way if you work with a lender, let's say you're a borrower, you work with a lender, but they were just really, truly a huge pain in the ass. Well, maybe you want to give them a 3-star instead of a 5-star rating, but they already gave you a 5, they haven't rated you yet. So we want to make it very honest. So if you give them a bad rating, they don't give you a bad rating just because you gave them a bad one, and you kind of start that whole thing. So both people will independently be able to rate, and you'll be able to see those ratings and reviews in real time on the profile of the person. You'll see the stars already on there. When you look at them, it's just a matter of having the system start to generate that stuff as more and more deals get done. And that is something, though, that we are really looking into very strongly, because that will be a big part of it. Again, based on a community, how do you know who's good in a community without a review and a rating system? So that will that is a big part of a Private Money Club.
And also, Stephen, part of that answering that question too is that's why it's so important to build that relationship, connect with people before you even start lending and borrowing, because once you start having that relationship, you will know who you're dealing with right off the bat before you even start offering to lend money right off the bat. So obviously someone is not, they can't list their property here if it's not under contract, right? So it's building that relationship from the get-go is so important, and we help with that part of it during the onboarding call. So that way exactly if this guy's giving you that that fish handshake, as Stephen was saying, because as you build that relationship, you'll be able to know who they are and start chit-chatting more and back and forth. So,
all right, cool. So while you're on with me, Jose, we got about 2 more minutes, but let me let's do one more deal. Let's take a look at one more deal.
All right.
All right, so this was the 3rd deal I saw listed most recently. So this one was last Tuesday or Wednesday. All right, so this is Tyler Harris. So let's start with Tyler real fast. We were just doing this earlier. So he was just on an hour ago. So he's probably just on there looking for lenders. So we got his name, his email, his phone number. He's out of Florida, Lakeland. Let's see. So he's a money multiplier client, and looks like he is an agent also with Brent Kessler. All right. So Tyler Harris is married to the love of his life and has 4 beautiful children. Professionally, background in both real estate, residential and commercial, and financial services for the past 20 years. I'm looking to start implementing what I've been learning all these years and to start building a portfolio of assets that pay me while I sleep instead of just trading time for dollars. I'm excited to be a contributing member of Private Money Club and looking forward to both a lender and a borrower here. So it sounds like he's been in the game on the kind of the retail side, as I say, for a number of years. Maybe he's probably been a realtor, financial services, maybe he was an advisor. So maybe I'd ask him a little bit more about what his experience is. And it sounds like this might be one of his first investment deals. So that's already telling me he's not as experienced on the investing side, but he has experience in finance and investing from his career. So I would want to learn a little bit more about that. So that's not necessarily a bad thing, right? That he's a new investor, because his background and experience supports what he's already doing now. So this is just stuff that I'd be thinking about. It's not like he left a career as a professional baseball player and now he's getting into investing or something like that, right? So he comes from the industry, it sounds like. So I might want to ask him a little bit about that. So financials of the project, he's saying the ARV will be 230, 175,000 in first lien position. It looks like they're building a 1-bedroom, 1-bath short-term rental. So he's seeking 175,000 at 10% simple interest paid monthly, initial term of 12 months. So it looks like you might be able to extend it longer. First lien position, lender added additional insured, it's customary. He says on all of our deals. So right here, it makes it sound like they've done deals prior. So again, I was just asking them about that. They're going to build a 1-bedroom, 1-bath log cabin and use it for short-term rentals in a highly sought after yet small, quiet town. So with that being said, I would look at comps for short-term rentals in that area. I would look at comps if I was going to have to sell that property with short-term rentals. A good practice right now would probably be to, what is the backup plan? What is your secondary exit strategy if short-term rentals just fall off the map? Or if the town that it's in outlaw short-term rentals, or if that just doesn't work out, right? Financially, can we sell it, still cash out, make money? Can we long-term rent it? What's your backup plan? This is stuff I'd be asking Tyler on that one. And then I would ask him, since it's new construction, Do they already have permits? Are their utilities ran? You know, what all do they have to do to actually have this thing up and going? Is it sewer and water? Is that possible where it is? You know, there's some land where you can't put sewer, you can't build dig a well, whatever. So make sure he knows all that information ahead of time. He should be able to send that all over to you, but that's stuff that I would definitely be asking. So let's see what he's got on this. So it looks like they've already gotten some plans drawn up for it. So the hideaway, got a living room, a kitchen, a dining room, 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. Although this looks like it's got 1.5 baths. So if it's got 1.5 baths, I would just make sure this is the actual property they're looking at building. And it looks like they just have a rendering of it. So, you know, how far have they gone into this? Are they sure the costs are good? Are the costs current? Remember, we live in inflationary times right now. So those are all different things that I'd be looking at. And then the ETA, I mean, he's saying looking at borrowing the money for a year, but if this is just vacant land right now, you know, could it take longer than that? You know, should you expect longer than a year? I mean, just glancing at that right there, Jose, anything else that you'd be looking at?
Well, I mean, you covered everything right there, Stephen. I mean, really, man, you know exactly what we should be looking. But yeah, it's definitely important to have that secondary exit strategy, because things could change, you know, just like that. So always, that's very important to know.
Yeah. So again, maybe just, you know, look up, get the, just saying it's in Tennessee. So what is the actual address? You know, we can do a quick map on that, look around, look at the area, you know, have them send you the comps. You know, if he's working with some kind of Airbnb manager or something, maybe talk with them, you know, but do the full research on it. It's not as quick as, again, this is another deal. It's not, you're just going in, you know, buying a house down here, putting this much work into it, flipping it up here and making that profit. This is a whole, looks like whole new construction and different strategy. So a little bit more involved, but if you can do it for maybe 1-2 years, you know, maybe 10% in first position looks good, maybe not. But again, just like that last deal, also maybe look at doing this in tranches. Okay, the land is $30,000 to get the permits and the initial construction done, another $50,000. So we got $80,000 you need up front. So we'll give you 80 of the 175. And then we'll look in 3 months from now. Is that work complete? Do we check off on that? Okay, we'll give you the rest of the money or the next 50,000 or whatever that looks like. So this will be another one. Maybe you do in tranches. You know, set the contract up that way. So maybe you send them the full 175, they're paying you on it the whole time, but the contract stipulates the escrow company or the attorney releases that money once those tranches are completed. And that attorney can actually go through the contract and review it. Okay, this work's done, this work's done, this work's done. Okay, now we'll distribute the rest of the money. So those are ways that you can get kind of structure that one that I think would probably be a good idea to do.
Always talk to an attorney for sure. Always talk to an attorney.
Yep. And always work with an attorney. All right, guys. Well, I hope this was helpful today. We did, you know, reviewed a few different deals. We had Chuck on with a new deal that he needs to fund by Wednesday. So again, if you got up to 110 or even less, he can put multiple lenders on that deal, he said. So I would contact Chuck. So you guys can get that going. But if you're not in Private Money Club yet, I highly recommend get that demo call scheduled with Jose or Joel, and they can walk you through that, show you everything, find out if it's right for you. If you are a member recently and you haven't done your onboarding call yet, definitely get that scheduled with the team so they can kind of introduce you to some of the new people. Make sure you're set up right. And of course, like always, if you guys need anything from me, please reach out. I'm right here for you. But I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving week and maybe take a little bit of time to relax Thursday and Friday. But Jose, I know you and the team will be there all week into the weekend working. Yes. So if you are on Private Money Club, you know, maybe Thursday or Friday might be a good day to do a demo call. You're at home, you're not doing anything else. So hop on with Jose, do the demo call, chat with them. But hope everybody has a great holiday. Thanks, Jose. Thanks for hopping on, man.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for having me on, man. Have a great holiday.
All right, guys. We'll see y'all soon. Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving. Bye-bye.